We often think of design as what we add to a space, but in Japan, the most important element is what is left out. They call it ma, the intentional void, the space between the notes that makes the music. Today, we explore 10 sanctuaries where the ancient blueprint of Zen still dictates the rhythm of the future. Here, discipline is beauty, and silence is a calculated choice. This isn't just a journey through Japan, it is a lesson in finding the center of the storm. Welcome to Sortology. In the shadow of Mount Koya, Nara stands as the cradle of Japanese civilization. Here, the massive wooden structures of Todaiji aren't just buildings, they are containers for 1,000 years of stillness. In Nara, the boundary between nature and architecture doesn't exist. It is a city that breathes with the forest. Kanazawa escaped the destruction of the modern era, preserving its Edo period soul. Its gardens, like Kenrokuen, are exercises in perfect balance. Every pond, every stone, and every pine tree is placed with a precision that defies time. It is a city that teaches us that true elegance is a result of unyielding discipline. High in the Hida mountains, the wooden streets of Takayama remain untouched. The dark timber and the smell of cedar evoke a world where craftsmanship was a spiritual act. It is a sanctuary of wood and snow, where the design of the past provides a warmth that modern glass and steel never could. This isn't a city, but a living philosophy. The thatched roofs of Shirakawa-go, built like hands in prayer, were designed to withstand the heaviest snowfalls in the world. It is a masterclass in functional beauty, a place where architecture is a direct response to the harshness of nature. Known as the Venice of Japan, Kurashiki's white-walled granaries reflect in its calm canals. It is a place of visual poetry, where the black and white tiles create a rhythm that slows the heartbeat. In Kurashiki, the water acts as a mirror, forcing the world to look at its own reflection and find peace. Between the mountains and the Pacific, Kamakura remains the spiritual guardian of the East. The Great Buddha stands as a symbol of the Ma, a vast, hollow space that represents the emptiness of the ego. The architecture here is a bridge between the power of the sea and the silence of the temples. Himeji Castle is perhaps the most perfect example of Japanese defensive architecture. Rising like a white bird taking flight, its complex layers of walls and gates were designed to confuse the enemy while maintaining a sublime, aesthetic grace. It reminds us that even in defense, there can be poetry. Himeji is a testament to the idea that strength can be elegant, white, and soaring. In the outskirts of Kyoto, the Arashiyama bamboo grove creates a natural sanctuary of Ma. Here, the design was not made by human hands, but by the vertical rhythm of nature. As the stalks sway, the sound of the wind becomes the only melody. It is a place where you don't just see the silence, you hear it. High in the peaks of Wakayama, Koya-san is the heart of Shingon Buddhism. This is a city of temples and misty cemeteries where thousands of lanterns flicker in the eternal twilight. Koya-san is the ultimate boundary between the physical and the spiritual. It teaches us that the most profound architecture is the one that houses the soul's transition from noise to eternity. Finally, we return to the heart of it all. Walking through the narrow wooden streets of Higashiyama at dusk, you are not just a tourist, you are a time traveler. Kyoto is the masterpiece of Japanese restraint. It is a city that has mastered the art of Ma, where every sliding door and every hidden courtyard is a portal to a world that refuses to change. It is the final dream of the old world. Japanese architecture teaches us that we don't need to fill every void to find meaning. Sometimes, the most important part of the design is the space we leave for our own thoughts. The next time you feel overwhelmed by the modern world, remember the Ma. Find the silence between the noise. Step softly, breathe deeply, and find your own center. This is Sortology. Thank you for finding the silence with us.